I'm a happily married man and completely devoted to my wife, and I know she feels the same for me. We've built a life full of love and respect, and I'd never want to lose that. But life's funny. Sometimes it surprises you with feelings you weren't expecting. Take my wife's friend, Priya, for instance. She's originally from India, a warm-hearted person, and a mother of 2 amazing kids. Over time, we became friends. At first, our connection was casual, focused on things like hobbies, food, and everyday interests. It was always friendly, with no undertones, just lighthearted conversations over dinner or the occasional weekend gathering. But after several months, things shifted a bit. We spent more time together, and I began noticing small gestures. That seemed, well, a bit more attentive than before. Priya would sometimes dress in a way that seemed meant to catch my eye, often with subtle looks and smiles. At times, I couldn't tell if it was intentional or if I was just overthinking. Yet, it added a certain energy to our interactions that felt new, almost a little electrifying. Then came a time when my wife had to leave for about a month to handle some family matters out of state. Priya and her family were incredibly kind and supportive, even offering me a place to stay so I wouldn't be alone. Although I truly appreciated the gesture, I declined since I love the comfort of my own bed. One weekend, though, I accepted their invitation to join them for dinner. With my wife away, it was refreshing to enjoy the warmth of good company. The night was casual, yet comforting, just the 3 of us laughing, sharing stories, and enjoying each other's presence. The evening turned out to be a relaxing one, full of laughter and shared moments over coffee. We settled in the living room, where Priya was sitting close to me, and the friendly warmth of the evening seemed to carry a little extra energy. After a few cups of coffee, I found myself enjoying the lighthearted company even more than I'd expected, though I kept my thoughts respectful. Her husband, my good friend, was right there with us, and that was enough to remind me where my limits lay. As the night grew late, I realized driving back wasn't a good idea. They insisted I stay over in their guest room to get a proper night's rest. I slept comfortably, grateful for the hospitality, and found myself unwinding more than I had in a long time. The next morning, my friend had to leave early for work. I came into the kitchen, and there was Priya making fresh coffee in a simple black robe. As we sipped our coffee, we started talking about the previous night, laughing about a few funny moments. Just to keep the mood light, I joked, "I hope you and your husband had a fun night after I turned in." She blushed slightly, then gave a soft smile, admitting they hadn't really had that time together in over a month or so. We kept the conversation light, chatting about actors and shows we both liked. I mentioned that she reminded me of Disha Vakani, a favorite actress of mine, and it seemed to bring a spark to her eyes. Our playful exchange felt natural, and for a brief moment, it seemed like we both understood that connection, just unspoken, lingering in the air. Out of nowhere, I found myself asking her a question I hadn't planned, almost surprising myself with the boldness of it. "Priya, do you think there's something more between us?" She paused, and instead of answering, she just gave me a knowing smile, a hint of something unspoken that neither of us could ignore. I reached out, holding her hand gently, feeling the warmth there, and for a moment, we shared an intense look, as if we both understood that this connection had grown beyond the usual boundaries. In that quiet moment, the room felt charged, filled with a tension we couldn't deny. As we sat there, close yet careful, we allowed ourselves to linger in the feeling, enjoying the thrill of a new connection without crossing any lines. It was just a shared moment, one that left a lasting impact, deepening the sense of unspoken understanding between us. In the end, we both knew that while we were drawn to each other, we each had someone important in our lives. This newfound tension between us became something we shared in silence, a secret understanding that lingered quietly, yet respectfully. The bond was there, but so was a commitment to our families that mattered more than anything else. Even now, Priya and I meet from time to time, sometimes once a week, sometimes more. Over the past 3 years, this quiet understanding between us has remained, adding a unique layer to our friendship that feels almost like a shared secret. It's a delicate balance, one we both honor, with an unspoken promise to never let it disrupt our families. If you found this story about the complexities of unexpected connections intriguing, please like, share, and feel free to comment with any thoughts or questions you may have. Thank you for spending your time here and listening to my story.